Sagittarius, welcome to your extended reading. This month I'm putting all the extendeds up for free here on YouTube. Whenever I feel ready, I will put them onto Patreon in the further months. Yeah, as soon as I feel ready for that. The light is very changeable as we are a mutable sign. And I feel like this Cancer season so far, you felt a little off, Saggy. You like to be of use. You're one of the friendliest signs and the ones who easily offer help, but you're not so good in receiving help because you're very much used to solving your own stuff. Not many people get that. There's often the accusation with Sagittarius that you do not reach out for help, and people get suspicious. And the more they feel like you're moving away, the more they come closer and the more you're actually moving away, because you don't like it to have people solve your stuff that you know only you can solve. And this can be hard for friends, this can be hard for partners, and this can be especially hard in the season when emotions are going crazy. You like to retreat, you like to be alone when processing stuff, and I feel like you haven't been given that kind of respect and time that's just the way you work. So there has been a little bit of drama or people turning away from you just because that's the way you function. I haven't turned off my phone. Anyway, let's just see what comes up for you this month. Too much, Saggy. This is where I feel like you have too many targets and you're confused about where to put your arrows first. So you're like, should I go here? Or should I go here? Or should I go here? And you're not moving as fast as you want to because of that kind of confusion. You feel stuck, or you become stuck because of too much going on and not enough focus in your current plans. So what can you do? What happens? What happens is one wand, one focus, one thing, one target that you focus on first. It doesn't matter what it is, and you can throw a dice for that. Give your project numbers, throw a dice, whatever comes out. If you really can't decide, that's the way to go. Focusing on just one thing for this month is enough. Reducing it. And then this is what I told you about and what I talked about before, is somebody offering you help, a friend, a loved one, somebody who just says, well, I know what you're going through emotionally, but we're not clicking at the moment, so can I help you in any way? What's going on? And you as a Sagittarian are just like, nah, let me go through this alone, let me process this first, and I will come when things have slowed down for me. This is where sometimes it's very well meant from the other side, so there's no reason to become very upset. The thing is that with Mercury retrograde, people might not be very graceful in the way they approach you about this. That can hurt your feelings because you are somebody who is a giver. When people turn that against you or become demanding and become upset when you're not giving them the attention that you normally do, then you kind of retreat. And there is karma. So, Saggy, whoever you let in the recent months, you have let them come very, very close to you. And now that the emotions are boiling over and you feel like there are certain demands and certain expectations that you need to fulfill as a lover, as a friend, as a family member, you have to pay the price for not trusting your intuition or leaving the situation when you should have, or setting up boundaries when you should have. So you have to go through this kind of ordeal and drama because you haven't been listening to what your intuition has been telling you. But the journey goes on. So, Saggy, if you're able to put your focus into one project, you will be able to already plan ahead for Leo season. This is the only thing that calms you down. This is the only thing that really, that's the way you self-soothe, is through throwing yourself into work more and more and more. So everybody's around you going crazy, you do more work. You throw yourself into your projects, and that's the way you kind of flee from the world. And part of that is already looking forward to what's happening in Leo season and what you're going to do in your vacation during the summer. What are the plans? This is the thing that's on your mind. But you can't run away from the decisions that you have to make. You can't run away from voicing it. Right now might not be the best time to voice harsh opinions, but that doesn't mean that you cannot set boundaries or talk to people about what you think should change in your relationship with them. You can't you can't pretend like it's not there. It's not there. Somebody else, the universe, should decide. And yes, your life will decide for you if you're not actively acting on it, but the outcome isn't good for your heart and soul. Because you're playing victim then, and victim mentality isn't what is asked. What is asked is your own judgment, your personal judgment in this situation, really discerning who can stay, who can go. I know that's the great topic, and I probably say that in every single video that I'm doing right now. But that's the time, that's the big topic. And also discerning which of your projects, which of those many things that you have here, which of them can wait. And probably can even wait for winter next year, something like that. Not everything needs to be done within this year. Great wheels are at play here. And yes, off we go to Leo season. As soon as Leo season arrives, things will get moving again. You've been enough in your feelings and you cannot wait to get going and become active again. Giant bug passing by. Yes, this is what I see here. You cannot wait for Cancer season to be over and things to be moving again. Let's look at your card in detail. Welcome back again. Here are the cards as I see them. We've been through this up here in the general all signs reading, and let's just do a recap of everything that is happening. So there's a lot of defending your own opinion, a lot of getting away from that, jumping over it, really getting something out of mixing up your circles, your social circles, but also, and this is where I feel like we feel a bit out of it, we feel a bit unnecessary, and we feel a bit burdened and loaded by the problems that we get from the others by being so empathetic and trying to solve everyone else's problem or problems. Okay, and so these are your targets, but there are too many on the horizon right now, and you do not really know where to focus on. There are so many things to be done, so many things where you feel like you're responsible and you have to solve those issues. The thing is, Sagittarius, you will only get out of this if you focus on one thing, or maybe two things, but it's way less than 10 things. This is the way to make you happy. A Sagittarian does not shoot 3 arrows in 3 different directions. You're really good at focusing on one thing and getting it through. And here is the kind of reaching out of your friends of like, hey Sagittarius, where are you? I see you're feeling kind of overwhelmed and down, and let me give you that advice. And you're like, nah, I'm solving that problem by myself. Please just let me go through my emotions alone and we can talk later. And from that comes a bit of drama, and a bit of misunderstandings coming up that are interhuman misunderstandings, but you have not listened to your own intuition. All of this could have been avoidable, or is still avoidable, if you put up your boundaries and communicate clearly that you need time for yourself and that it's nothing personal. If people still take that personal, that's a clear sign and an alarming signal that kind of friendship might not be as good for you as you thought. And the way you dive out of it is focusing even more on your work, working, workaholic, looking what's coming up in Leo season, what can you do at the end of next month, at the end of this month, and what can you do in August. Many plans coming up, already looking into the future. But that kind of is a mechanism to run away from certain decisions that you need to make. And this one here, this one target, this one goal is really, it's important to just focus and not to run away from this decision, even if it means upsetting yourself or disappointing others by not fulfilling all of these tasks here. So we are talking about discernment again, and we're talking about personal judgment and your personal ability to discern who or what is going to be top of your list and who or what isn't. And this should not depend on you feeling guilty if you let people down, because everybody's got to save themselves in the season and it has got to focus on themselves, and you're not the one to bring about the good ideas to everybody else. They have to think for themselves for once. And then by the end of the season, yes, you're free to go plan ahead once you feel like things are moving again towards the end of a Cancer season. Yes, you're absolutely free to go to run towards Leo season, which will be way easier for you. Okay, Sagittarius, let's look at the subconscious things at play here. Once again, the Wheel of Fortune, surprise, surprise, we have that in a lot of readings. This means that yes, it's unavoidable to focus. Yes, it's unavoidable to go through this kind of unsteady and you feeling unnecessary and unproductive. Yes, it has to be. It's got to be. This is the season for it. And while you're withdrawing yourself, maybe don't withdraw too much. Maybe just sit with friends for once. To go out and have a cup of coffee or tea, or just sit in your garden and have a chat with your most trusted friends might be more beneficial to you than you think. Do not forget about everyone. But then again, the focus is on making decisions and making stable decisions for yourself. So this is somebody, in this case, you are the one who decides for yourself, and you have to be a little bit stubborn, Aries-like almost, I would say, to get to your goal, to be happy. Yeah, because this dude hasn't been listening to his intuition for quite some while, looking grumpy. But you do not mess with this kind of guy. You do not argue with somebody who says, well, this is where I'm going to go. This is what I'm going to do, and please respect that. And the great dynamic is to run away, to just move, to see where else can you go. You really, really, really hate to be in water. You really hate it here. It feels like you're not doing anything productive. That's kind of weighing you down, which would be seen in this card here. So don't get too frustrated. It's going to be over before you know it. Just breathe and get through the season with one focus. Focus, focus, focus. Okay, Sagittarius, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in Leo season. Bye-bye.